Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Adversify here, bringing you my Week 3 match, and we're going against Ollie and the Basel Bastiodons. So his team, Munchlax, Elekid, Hippopotas, I don't know how to say that, Piplup, Swablu, Togepi, Gothita, Crabrawler, Poochyena, and Yamask. And just a quick refresher on my team here. We have the Wingull, Bunnelby, Alolan Sandshrew, Skorupi, Alolan Geodude, Beldum, Amara, Trapinch, Krabby, and Shroomish. So my thoughts kind of looking at his team. We First of all, his only normal resist is Yamask. So pretty much guaranteed that he was going to bring that. He'd kind of be trolling if he didn't bring it, especially because um, the Mummy ability will what's it called? Remove my huge power on my Bunnelby if I do make contact with him. Um, Second thought, toxic spikes are really, really good against this team, especially with hail damage from Amara or sand damage from his own Hippo. Um, can really start to chip his team down, which is really nice for my team. And my third thought, Crabrawler is pretty good against my team. I think my team's a little bit weak against fighting types. I was debating switching out Shroomish for Morlul, but I just don't like. I'm not really a huge fan of Morlul just because I think a lot of things just randomly get Poison Jab, and in draft it's just so easy to just kind of throw it on there, especially because most fighting types, they're going to have the extra slot to be able to run Poison Jab. So, let's get into the team that I brought. So first off, on the team, I know he does have a Hippo, which has its own manual weather, but I think Alolan Sandshrew is just really nice for his fast things, especially because, as as I said in the previous part, Toxic Spikes are really good against his team. His team's really just going to get worn out a lot by what's it called? All the residual damage that they'll be taking. So, the first core we have is the Hail core here. So we have Berry Juice Amara with Blizzard, Stealth Rock, Thunderbolt, Reflect. Reflect is just kind of really filler because, yeah, I didn't really feel like I needed other moves. I maybe could run like Ice Beam or something, just in case I didn't have Hail. But I just chose to run Reflect because why not? Uh, maybe it helps something. My what's it called? Alolan Sandshrew setup. But yeah, pretty much this thing just kind of pokes holes in his team. Doesn't have a lot of great ice resists, and pretty much his ice resist is Piplup, and that thing does not want to be taking Thunderbolts, especially because it's probably going to be his check to Alolan Sandshrew. So he really doesn't want to be taking Thunderbolts. So kind of just I want to get this in, get at my rocks for even more chip damage. Help secure some knockouts, and just generally support the team. So next up we have the Alolan Sandshrew with Icicle Spear, Knockoff, Sword Stance, Brick Break. Didn't really feel like I needed Iron Head for anything. So because Icicle Spear is kind of just enough. Running the Choppleberry just because I know he's probably going to be bringing some fighting moves, because my team is so fighting weak, and thinking that it can help me take stuff like Hidden Power Fire because Alolan Sandshrew has pretty shitty special defense. Plus, it's 4 times weak to fighting, so he might think that a Hidden Power Fighting would be able to OHKO it, and this will allow me to live it and set up on something or like maybe switch into something. I'm not sure. Um, or even just like live something if Hail is not up. But yeah, the rest of the moveset kind of self-explanatory. We have Skorupi with Sash, Toxic Spikes, Knockoff, Poison Jab, and Taunt. Now, Sash is a little bit questionable on my team just because I am running my own Hail. He has Sand. It's like, how are you going to ensure that this stays up? Well, this is pretty much just my dedicated lead. Um, I can taunt if he wants to lead with Hippo. I can taunt him, make sure he doesn't get up his rocks, and pretty much just get up my toxic spikes. Um, be just a general nuisance, which is what Skorupi pretty much is all about. Maybe knock off a Scarf lead of his or something. Like if he leads Gothita, I can knock off first, get rid of a Scarf, and I know I'll outspeed the second turn. And if he's not Scarf, well, then I think he just dies. Actually, he might just die either way. But if he's not Scarf, then knocking off the item is still good. Put definitely put it in range of stuff like Quick Attack from Bumblebee, even if my huge power gets kind of transformed into Mummy. Next up, we do have the Life Orb Bumblebee with Return, Quick Attack, Thief, and U-Turn. This thing just blows holes in his team. Thief, obviously, there for Yamask, which he actually did like free agent before this week, which is kind of sad because when I originally started prepping for his team, he had absolutely no normal resist. I don't remember what Yamask was, but it was something that didn't resist normal. And I was like, man, Bumblebee just actually comes in, clicks return, and gets a kill every time. Quick Attack is really, really nice. Again, because he doesn't have any normal resist other than Yamask. Quick Attack is going to be doing like 50+% to pretty much everything that doesn't have an Inviolate. And if it has an Inviolate and is bulky, I'm probably faster than it and will be clicking return anyway. But yeah, this thing's here to revenge kill stuff like Elekid and just generally blow holes in this team. This thing is something that really appreciates the toxic spikes from Skorupi, because that'll definitely be weakening the Yamask a lot, which is nice, because Thief does like a little bit over 50%, but obviously you don't really want to be like killing with Thief, because then he could come in with like Gothita and kind of just revenge kill me because I can't switch out and I won't have huge power anymore. Next up, we have Shroomish. So we've got Synthesis, Leech Seed, Giga Drain, Hidden Power Rock. Opted not to go for the Spore just because because I'm pretty much gonna have T spikes up, almost guaranteed, and I just felt like there was no need to run Spore because he has like one flying member being Swablu. Wasn't sure if it was gonna come. That's why I brought the Hidden Power Rock, and it's whatever. I didn't think I'd need it, but this thing is quite good against this team. With it synthesis being really nice as long as I'm outside of hail and sand. But if he brings in hippopotamus, then I Giga Drain and kind of just, Shroomish easily beats it 1v1 is what I'm saying. And generally it's just really annoying for his team unless he brings like a Swablu set, but I'm pretty sure Swablu doesn't get too many good flying moves, or at least none that I can think of off the top of my head. But yeah, the last member of the team, we have a Trapinch, Earthquake, Giga Drain, Superpower, Rock Slide. Looking back, I probably should have put Quick Attack on over Superpower. I honestly don't even remember what Superpower was there for at this point. But yeah, I should have run Quick Attack just so I could, like, when I'm low, I can actually do something. Ran Giga Drain for the Hippo. So this is mainly here to trap either the Hippo or Crabrawler, and just kind of get rid of them, which is really nice for Trapinch just to kind of support the team by, just saying, fuck you to like basically anything that I don't like. But yeah, so that's my team, and now let's get into the battle. And here we are in the battle. So, you may be wondering why it is not on my perspective and why it's on my opponent's perspective. And pretty much the reason why is because I kind of fucked up with my game. So like, this is my first ever like Wi-Fi league. So I ended up restarting my game right before I did this league because I was playing the game in like French, and I just wanted to like reset my username and everything, so be more obvious that it was me. And apparently, I didn't make it far enough into the game to like save battle videos, so we're gonna be watching this one from my opponent's perspective. And I also played this the same day as I played my week 4 battle, so we're going to be watching that one on Showdown, a recreation on Showdown. But for week 5, it should be back to normal. Or I guess not back to normal, but it should be fixed. But anyways, looking at the team he brought, didn't bring Hippo, which is nice because there's no way for him to change my weather, or at least not like super easily unless he runs like a manual weather on a non-prankster mon. But he brought a lot of stuff that I did expect. Now here, my easy lead is Skorupi. It was my planned lead in team building, and he doesn't really have anything for me to want to do otherwise. So I'm going to just lead my Skorupi here as we head into the battle. And we will see that he ends up leading off with his Brawler. Look at me. What a handsome young chap. So he's going to lead with his Brawler. Turn 1. I'm not sure if this is scarfed or not. But it does tie with my max speed. He does go first. Goes for the rock slide. I do dodge it, which is very fortunate. Obviously, unless he got the flinch, my toxic spikes were going up either way. Now here, I think he might be scarf, so I'm going to go into my trap inch. Hopefully, be able to trap this thing. I know that I can live a rock slide into any hit anyway. So it's not really it's pretty low downside play because he didn't bring the Hippo, so Trapinch is only really here to trap this. He does go for the Crab Hammer and gets the critical hit, but I do live on 1 HP, which is nice. But I go for the Earthquake. It's not going to kill, and this is kind of the part where it's like I should have run Quick Attack on Trapinch. So he's just going to go for the Drain Punch here, and I kind of just have to sit there and take it because I don't really have a good switch in. But now I can go into my Bunnelby. It's pretty free Quick Attack. If he wants to go into his Yamask, he can, but he's going to be taking some poison damage, and then I can just U-turn out. So he's just going to stay in and sack the Brawler, which is great for me. So now he is, of course, going to go into his Yamask. Pretty obvious play there. Going to get poisoned from the poison toxic spikes, and I'm just going to U-turn out of there, get a little bit of chip on this Yamask, so that later either Bunnelby or something else can kill it. And I'm going to go into my Amara, thinking he might want to like Will-O-Wisp or something, or maybe like Shadow Ball. I don't know. But he does go for the Hidden Power Fighting, which in retrospect was a pretty good play. But thankfully he's not running any special attack, so we are able to live the Hidden Power Fighting, take exactly 20 from it, and heal exactly 20 with our Berry Juice, which is nice. And here I'm pretty sure he's not going to want to stay in because I got the additional Hail Chip on it and the Poison Chip. He doesn't kill me, so even if he does stay in, I'm fine. So this is a great opportunity for me to just get up my rocks. And Blizzard, it's not great when he goes into the Munchlax. So now that Munchlax comes in, it's kind of an easy switch into my Skorupi, as I can take any hit, and I can knock off this thing's Berry Juice, so he can't do any Berry Juice recycle shenanigans. I can taunt him if he wants to start going for curses, but he does just go for the Brick Break. So obviously I'm not going to take like any damage from that, quad resisting it. And it's going to take a lot more chip thanks to the Poison plus Hail combo. And now this is pretty free knockoff for me. He decides to stay in, pretty much just sack his Munchlax, as he does go for the Facade, which is going to do some nice damage, but does not get the kill on my Skorupi. And now there's pretty much no reason for him to switch out. This thing's super slow. It's basically dead on switching. Maybe he could try and save it for a sack, but it doesn't really make sense to bring anything in here. So I'm just going to go for the Poison Jab, knock it out. and I'm feeling pretty good right now. He's going to bring in his Elekid, and it's kind of the same thing with my Skarubi. I don't really have a good reason to save it. Don't really want to, switch anything in to this Elekid. Just kind of want to see what he goes for. He does go for the Wild Charge, which shows that he is going to be a physical set. So definitely has Brick Break and Ice Punch. But Shroomish is okay because with a Giga Drain, it lives to it. It doesn't get to it KO'd by Life Orb Ice Punch from Elekid, which I mean he's not Life Orb. Obviously, we just saw. Um, and it also is not going to be to it KO'd by the Z move into another Ice Punch. So he does go straight for the Z move here. It's going to do a good chunk, but we are going to be able to Giga Drain, get a lot of this health back. And right now I'm feeling really good because the mons he has left, I guess we'll show how much health I heal off of this. So I'm just over half. The mons he has left, he has this Elekid, which can't kill me from here, and I can spam Synthesis in his face and heal more than he's doing back to me. He has Gothita, which I can probably beat 1v1 because of the poison. I can start Calm Minding. I can Leech Seed if he goes for some, or I can Synthesis stall him. I can Leech Seed if he goes for some Calm Minds, and just generally be a nuisance to him. He has Piplup as well, which, that's not going to win a 1v1 against a Shroomish, especially because after the synthesis ticks, he won't be able to kill me with an Ice Beam unless he's like Life Orb or something, which would be very shocking to me. Yeah, and obviously I have Giga Drain's going to be doing a ton of damage back to it, healing me for a ton, and then he has the Yamask, which probably won't be doing too much to the Shroomish. Again, it's his Bunnelby check, so I don't know why he'd want to sack it to Shroomish. So Shroomish almost kind of feels like it can almost just stay in for the rest of the battle just by kind of spamming Synthesis and Giga Drain and recovery moves and stalling him out with poison damage. So as you can see, he has 3 more turns until he dies. So I just kind of need to dodge the crit or the freeze. And of course, we get frozen the first turn. And do not thaw out, which really, really blows. So now I can't even really go into Amara. I guess I could go Amara because then he would die to the hail plus poison damage. But really, if you look at what he has here, this is a really free brick break for him because what's it called? You look at my Pokemon left. Amara, Brick Break's going to OHKO that. Sandshrew, Alola, Brick Break, in his mind, it's going to OHKO it. Plus, like, he won't die if I bring in Sandshrew, and it'd just be a really stupid play from me. Same with Bunnelby. I don't know why I would go into it there. Because he wouldn't die from the poison. Yeah. So I'm just going to stay in. He actually Ice Punches instead of Brick Breaking, which is kind of a misplay, but I mean, who really cares? I was sacking anyway. And the worst part about this is he does live on poison, so even if he did freeze me later and or crit me later, I could have maybe at least gotten him to trade 1-for-1 with the poison damage. But instead, now, because of the reasons I mentioned before, kind of have to go Bunnelby here and Quick Attack. And, of course, one of this thing's abilities is Static. I thought maybe he might be running Vital Spirit because of Shroomish and the Spore potential. But really my only play is Bunnelby Quick Attack. And if I get Staticked, that's just more bad luck. So I am going to go into the Bunnelby here. Go for the Quick Attack. Knock this thing out. And he reveals that he is static. He's going to get the paralysis. And just not a good time for me here. But he is going to go into the Yamask now. He outspeeds me now, but Hidden Power Fighting does not kill me unless he gets a crit. And Thief, while it doesn't kill, it will kill after the poison damage. So, of course, he's going to get the critical hit here and knock me out. Very rough. Now here is where I kind of misplayed. So he is going to be at 13% if my video would stop buffering. And I go into Amara without calking because I figured a Blizzard would kill. But it turns out it's actually super defensive Yamask, and I should have known that based on the Hidden Power Fighting damage earlier, that he was running no, what's it called? No special attack, and therefore like a ton of bulk. So I should have got into my Alolan Sandshrew, and I should have gone for the knockoff, kill this here, kind of see what he does. Basically, if he goes Gothita for the Hidden Power Fighting to try and kill me, I go for a knockoff and kill that thing because he can't kill me because I have my Chople Berry unless he crits. And if he goes Piplup, I switch hard into my Amara, and I live one Scald always unless he crits. Even if he gets Max Roll Burn, I still live. And he takes hail damage, he takes poison damage. I can Thunderbolt pretty freely. If he switches out, that's kind of like the only way, but I'd still have a full health Sandshrew Alola. His Biffluff would already have taken a hail, poison, and rocks, and it'd have to take another rocks coming in. And then even if when he revenge kills me with Gothita there, because obviously Thunderbolt won't OHKO it, Sandshrew Alola can come in to a much weaker Piplup. But instead I do go Amara here, which is kind of sad. And I Blizzard, and it doesn't kill. He lives on 1 HP. So I think it was only a 1/16 roll to roll 13 HP. So it wasn't like super in my favor to actually kill there. But he's going to go down to the hail. But it's kind of its work is done. He can go into Gothita here, and what's it called? He can just knock me out with a Hidden Power Fighting. So we have a Alolan Sandshrew left, and it's not looking good. As he'll kill me here with Hidden Power Fighting. So I debated Sword Stancing here, but there's no reason for me to Sword Stance here because that'll put me in range of Scald, even though I'll get to +2. My play here is definitely just to knock this thing out. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to click knock off, kill this. Video really wants to buffer today. And then start talking about, so he's going to send in Piplup, right? It's going to take rocks damage, going to get poisoned, and basically I get 2-hit KO'd by Scald, but I don't 2-hit KO him back unless I get a crit. So I kind of make a misplay by going for Sword Stance on the Piplup instead of attacking it twice. Not really sure what. I guess I was like, oh, but I could get a crit on the one, but I could have crit either one and it would have been fine. So it was kind of dumb. Yeah, but he is going to Scald me, and of course, just to put a little more salt on the wound, he is going to get the burn. Again, this part didn't really matter unless I got a crit, because he obviously 2-hit KOs me anyway, but it's more just, like, it's just kind of a fuck you anyway. But yeah, I'm going to go for the knockoff here. It's not going to get anywhere close to killing. Should have gone knockoff into Brick Break, but again, I would have needed a crit on one of my two attacks, and I don't even know if a crit on the second attack would kill since I got burned. But we are going to fall 1-0. Very haxy affair. But, even though you did get haxed, I think it's important to look back at this and see what we could have done better because definitely still could have won the game despite the hacks. And yeah, so that was pretty well played to my opponent Ali. I'm sure he can't be like super happy with how he won, but I'm sure he's glad he's won. And honestly, hopefully we get this match in playoffs because I thought this was a really close and good match between us. And maybe a playoff match would be a little bit less hacksy. Um, but it's the game we play, so we'll just have to try and make the best of it. Still got a long season ahead of us, and 10 coaches do qualify for playoffs, so we're definitely not out of the hunt, even though we're 1-2. Just got to start getting some wins on the books. So, anyways, I will see you guys next time.